Hi, I'm Katie from What Katie Did, and welcome back to the bunker. We are now on week 4 of staying at home, or in fact I am on week 4. I think everyone else in the UK is probably on week 3. I started a week early because I was lying in bed one morning thinking about getting up, and I had this slight, it wasn't like a pain, but I could feel something in my chest. And of course with coronavirus, one of the symptoms is this chest thing going on. And so I thought it was better to stay at home. And also the ironic thing is I was doing all the cleaning at work because my parents used to run a contract cleaning company. So during the holidays I used to be a cleaner, and so I know all about sanitizing telephones and doorknob handles and everything like that. So every morning I'd be going around the whole office and spraying everything and disinfecting everything that anyone touched. And I was at home thinking, my goodness, what happens if I was the one supposed to be keeping everyone clean? And in fact, I might have infected the whole company. But it turned out it was all good and I was fine as well. But I started a week early working from home just to be safe. So whether you are on week 3, 4 or 6, depending on where you are in the world, I have noticed this weekend that there has been quite a few of my friends on Facebook who are having a few difficulties at the moment. I said last week that we were now getting the hang of it, and now it seems like everyone's got a little bit fed up with it, and it is affecting people's mental health now. So if you have noticed that your friends have gone quiet, then reach out to them. And if you've noticed you've gone quiet, again, try and be aware of what's going on, because these are totally unprecedented waters for everyone, and we're just dealing with this on a day-by-day basis. And I know, thinking about this, that for the last few weeks I have been concentrating on those closest to me, and there are colleagues of mine who they have been out of sight, out of mind. I've got a friend who used to say, that saying, when absence makes the heart grow fonder, and she was talking about men at the time, and she was like, no, that's completely false. It's out of sight, out of mind. So I do need to make more effort in reaching out to people this week. And if you've noticed people go quiet, or if you need to reach out, please do, because now is the time where we need to make sure we're all doing okay. Today I'd like to talk a little about the Triumph Doreen Bra. Now, if you know about the Triumph Doreen, it was the best-selling bra in the world for a long time, and it was introduced in 1968. And I do have one, and unfortunately I couldn't find it today. As you know, I'm quarantined at home, so I thought I had it in my lingerie drawer. I can't remember the last time I wore it. I did used to wear it quite a lot, but I haven't worn it recently, obviously, because when I went to have a look, I couldn't find it anywhere. So the idea was to show it to you on a mannequin and show it on me how it looked, but I'll have to try and find a picture online to show you. It started being made in 1968, and it was one of the first bras that really did larger cup sizes. And when it came out, this would have been groundbreaking. Nowadays it's not so groundbreaking, and it was quite cute for me because it does have a strong retro look. And if people weren't in our size range for our bullet bras, I quite often used to point them in the direction of the Triumph Doreen, because they give a nice retro silhouette. It's not quite as pointy as a bullet bra, but it does give you that definite, slightly pointy retro look. So I'd point people in their direction. I also thought it was on trend to mention the Triumph Doreen, because last week I spoke about our cathedral bra and how cup sizes were more limited in the past. And a few years ago we actually bought a Triumph Doreen in a larger cup size, and we've got a colleague of ours who works at our head office who is actually an H cup, and I was quite happy in my C cup Triumph Doreen. And when we put the H cup on her to see how it looked, it really wasn't that great at all. People's expectations of fit have changed, and again I said this earlier this week, is what was acceptable in the 60s and 70s certainly isn't acceptable now. And the Triumph Doreen, it was very much marketed towards the older woman, and when I say older woman, it was the older woman who, from 20 years ago, when older women were kind of in a separate category, whereas now people wear the same clothes no matter what their age, and they set the same lingerie whatever their age. They're not put in a little old lady brackets, as it were. And it's definitely a shame that it didn't work amazingly well on larger cup size. You know, if you are an H cup, there are other choices now. And in my last video, I said about, you know, I had friends growing up in the 80s and 90s who had to spend a lot of money on bras if they were a large cup size. And this again goes back to the Triumph Doreen, because the Triumph Doreen was really the only affordable bra that came in a larger cup size. But it was very granny stylish. When, you know, when I say you're into vintage fashion, it's great for if you're into vintage fashion, but if you're a teenager growing up and all your friends have got, you know, cool little underwired bras, and you go and try your first bra on and you're presented in the department store with this Triumph Doreen, it's not going to be great. And I know I've got friends who still got nightmares about the Triumph Doreen bra. So while I thought it was cute, I know a lot of people who they didn't have any other option than to wear one. They definitely didn't think it was cute at all. The Triumph Doreen bra is available from a multitude of vendors around the world, so just give a Google and you'll find one closest to you. If you do have any questions about vintage lingerie or fashion, please get in touch. And in the meantime, please take care, stay safe, and I'll catch up with you soon.